Panting, erratic, and scared, I ran across the long hallway of our transportation spaceship. This flamethrower made me feel heavier than I wanted. I could hear the static in my ears from my comrades' radio. Some of the crew is now dead, others screaming, and some cursing the bloody hell out of the enemy. In this case, the enemy was us. Oh, I can't think with the sound of the alarm blaring. The thud of the metal underneath my feet gave my position away each time my foot landed on the ground. The bright red light of the alarm system made me feel like I was experiencing vertigo. I ran but continued to stumble, gasping for breath as I do so. Who would have thought we would all turn on each other after traveling several light years from Earth? I could see my breath on the protective visor of my helmet. It's blocking my view. Is my oxygen not keeping up? Have I been hit? I haven't. I would have known by now. Once you're hit, it's too late for you. There are no survivors. The military bioweapon was designed to keep us safe, 100% safe. And even though it was for emergency purposes, somehow we began to use it on each other. I stop and rest for a second, holding the stitch at my side as I do so. I need air. I need to breathe deeply. The static in my helmet crackles, and I hear Oz on the other end yell.
I got another one, but I'm running out of ammo. See, are you there? There's too many of them. I need that flamethrower stat.
That's my cue to help him. I gather my strength and yell, "On my way, Oz." I run towards a closed door at the end of the hall with a flamethrower in one arm and a laser gun in my holster. I approach the door. It slides open before I reach it. I enter the room and immediately say, "Oz, catch!" while I hand over the heavy flamethrower with a weak throw. Now, here, I could see the horror before my eyes. It's the stuff nightmares are made of. It's my team. Some are dead, some are undead, others are mutilated. I peer at the scene for a few seconds, but the seconds feel like hours. Have you ever seen a mutilated body covered in blood? How about decapitated ones wearing an astronaut spacesuit? I looked at the pile of bodies, but none hurt more than seeing Bree like that. Bree was in the middle of the room, lying face down in a pool of blood. Her helmet was off, broken in pieces and charred. Half her skull was missing, and the rest of her head was black and red, like an infection turning into gangrenous decay. Her hair stuck to parts of her face with coagulated blood. Her left arm and right leg were no longer attached to her body, but mangled like a piece of bubblegum somebody chewed up and spat out. Fleshy bits covered her white spacesuit. The suit itself was torn, exposing her body. Her back was broken, the flesh was exposed, and her vertebrae poked out of her skin. In the center of her back was an empty hole, where there should have been a spine, organs, intestines, and other vitals, but now it looks like a black and red eruption of broken bones and blood. They made sure Bree was immobile, dead and unable to come back to life. Around her was Gib, Quin, and Sky. Each used an extreme amount of firepower. Gib used a flamethrower to take out their enemy, while Quin followed up with an axe. But it was Sky who held the bioweapon. Unsure if he knew what he was doing, he shot each one down when they attacked. He knew this weapon would kill any organic matter. As the chaos erupted around me, Oz yelled for backup. More crew members ran into the rec room, but something was wrong with them.
Grab a weapon and start killing,
screamed Oz. "There's a breach in the hull. What are we going to do about that?" I yelled back.
This ship is dying. All systems are fatal. There's nothing we can do now but fight for our survival. Get a weapon and help me take out the rest of the space crew.
We've never trained for this. We knew no one would be left alive, including us. This had to be contained. Contact with another civilization cannot be made. We are doomed. What is happening? Is this an infection? Are they space zombies? Are they aliens? The crew that ran in looked deathly ill. Their faces were pale, with dark circles under their eyes and veins spread across their faces. The hair on their head falling out, along with parts of their scalp revealing tender red flesh. It was decay. Dead but not dead, alive but not alive. But that doesn't explain why Bree's body looked like she was part of another species. She was part of our crew. She was as human as they come, fully flawed and irritating at times. Sometimes she got angry when food wasn't ready on time. She loved reading the history of Earth, but more importantly, she loved plants. She was our botanist. She knew what plants made medicine and which plants were poisonous. And now it looked like she had joints where joints shouldn't be. Parts of her exposed skin looked like blisters, but not from burn marks. It looked like her skin was changing into something else. Her mangled arm didn't have human fingers. They were long, slender, and dark, and she no longer had 5 on each hand. She had 6 fingers. Is this an evolutionary trait created for better dexterity? The sound of Oz's flamethrower bursting broke my demented stream of consciousness. With a grunt, he kicks the space ogre in the chest. He falls to the ground, and right before he tries to get up again, Quin grabs his axe with both hands. With a strong manly wail, he forces his axe down between his eyes, severing his skull in 2.
Come back from that,
Quin says sarcastically while panting like he just ran a marathon. One by one, we killed our crew, our best friends through space, through this journey. This tight-knit family dwindled until it was just us, Gabe, Oz, Quin, Sky, and myself. This mission was a colossal failure. As you would imagine, this isn't where the story begins.